Whoops. I was fixing that. Well, I want to go away here. I was fixing the
Hello. Or I should say hola.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
Hi, Joseph.
Hey, everyone. What's going on? It's Friday, our usual time for cookie lunch break. I'm here with two fabulous ladies. Well, you can say who you are.
We don't do that enough. They introduce ourselves.
No. Well.
So I'm Marlene of Munchal Confections.
Yes, I'm Hani from Paniela's. Hey.
Here, let's go like this.
Oh, now you can see the mess behind me.
Oh, oops.
I'm Amber from Sweet Am's.
Hi.
And did you say who you were?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
I forgot. Who are you again?
Wait. I'm your friend. You are my best Canadian. What did I say? You are my favorite Canadian.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Jennifer, Camille, Karen. I still owe you a message. Sorry. I apologize. I will get to it. Hey, Byron.
Hi, Byron. Oh, I'm glad you liked that, Byron. Thank you for suggesting that theme.
Hello, Lynn.
Hello, Lynn.
All right, so today, guys, we are going full steam Halloween.
Full steam Halloween.
Right?
Yeah.
I know on Tuesday, should we start or should we be waiting? It's a comedy show. Oh, it's wonderful you are happy. It's good to be happy.
More of this, yes. Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
That's great. I don't know if it's a comedy show today, Sylvia. We'll see how it flows. It's usually kind of, it's not really scripted stuff.
Hola. All right, so I'm gonna Hi, Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Oh, there's Manhattan in Kansas, huh?
Thank
Love
you,
the
Judy.
Wizard of Oz. Yes, it's
Thank
beautiful, huh? I love the windows, especially.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
So are you ready to go, Han? You're first on the...
I'm gonna be first today.
There.
Messing
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yes. All right, so today, I know on Tuesday, those of you who watch our Oops Lives on Tuesday, I had promised you that I was going to use this lovely snowman cutter, and I even have a sketch here that I was going to do. You see how beautiful, but I couldn't find my cutter, so I only have like 2 cookies, so I wanted to make more cookies, and I looked everywhere. Does that ever happen to you?
Do you have a tutorial how to organize your cookie cutters?
No, I don't. But I told you before the live that I remember that I was putting it somewhere, thinking you are not gonna find it here when you need it, and
oh, that's interesting.
I can't find it now. Okay. So anyway, so I'm going to do Halloween, but I'm not going to be using this cutter. Instead, I'm going to use, this is a pumpkin cutter. This is a pretty large cutter. I think maybe 4 inches, maybe a little larger, but you can use this, you can use a smaller shape, okay? And I used my sugar cookie dough recipe today. You can find it on the blog. And I'm going to start right away. Okay, we are going to use, or I am going to use stencils that I made. I'm going to use 1 stencil, but I have 3 stencils, and I will have these available in my coffee shop really soon. This is just cardstock, and you can see I airbrushed some of it, and I also have this one. Are you guys familiar with the shape?
Well, it looks like a bat.
Yes, so it's a bat. So that's what we will be using. So you want to, I'm going to spread a thin layer of icing on the cookie. You see the eyes and the mouth is covering up the large portion. So I'm just going to cover up the area, and then I'll just see if everything is covered. And I'm gonna use purple today.
Karen was counting on you.
Yes, Karen, I
on
want
you.
to do it, but I can't find it. I can't find it. So it's a terrible situation. I have to say, I looked through my cutters and I have a lot of cutters. I have them all organized. I have Christmas, I even have a container just for reindeer. I have that many reindeers.
Oh, do you?
Wow.
You would think that I would make a reindeer every year. I only made one reindeer in my life. But I have a whole container of reindeer cutters, yes. So now I'm going to use my, this is a palette knife. I'm going to spread it.
What's the shape you have the most of?
Hearts.
Hearts?
And snowflakes.
I have to say, what about you, Amber?
Flax.
That's what I thought you were going to say, yes.
And you?
I do have a lot of
How
hearts.
many candy corns can you
I have not a gazillion of those because they're not really that many on the market. But I
Marla's
do
frozen,
have.
or is it me?
Mar
froze.
I'm frozen?
Hello, I see you
Hello?
now. You're back.
I have no idea. I'm plugged in. I'm hardwired. No idea. Oh, live.
And
Again?
oh, I guess so. No. Oh wait, are you there?
Who's freezing me?
He's just very still.
You're very still. You're gonna move. You're gonna shake a little. Shake a little. Shake it off. That's a song, no? Shake it off. Well, anyway, so what's the cutter? We haven't heard. What's the verdict? What cutters?
I think it's probably hearts as well. I do have a lot of hearts.
I have an excessive amount of hearts. Seriously, like it's a lot.
I
But
don't have that many
But I
Santas.
have snowflakes. I have a lot of snowflakes. I
Yeah.
love snowflakes. It's such a beautiful shape. I also have a lot of stars. A lot of stars. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to oops, I didn't want that to happen. Just visually, if everything is going to be covered. So I see this left eye needs a little more of the purple, so I'm just going to brush it on there. And then you have to let this dry, okay? Because this is a thin layer, if you put this in front of the fan, it's going to be dry in no time. And by the time you're done doing all your cookies, it will be dry, okay? So lucky for you, I have one already here that I made before, and it's yellow, actually.
All of you guys from Texas are getting a front row seat to CookieCon.
All right, so now what I'm gonna do, in one of the designs that I did earlier today, I also added spiderweb. Because the mouth is so large, I felt like it was a good idea to put spiderweb in there. You don't have to do that. Now, Mar, I'm gonna ask you, would you recommend that I airbrush and then do the spiderweb with the marker, or I do the marker and then airbrush? Because I always feel like if I airbrush and then do the marker, I can accidentally touch the airbrush part and I'm gonna mess it up.
Well, I mean, you're not touching the line with. You could do the marker first.
Oh, you think so? I'm just well. The reason I'm asking, I suppose, is because with the airbrush will give me a clear outline, so I don't have to do it.
Oh, yes.
So,
well then.
So then I guess I will airbrush first. If you don't, I mean.
But if you're doing just to say, if you were just airbrushing, you don't really have to wait for it to completely dry. You just need it to crust. But now you're coming in with your marker, so the surface has to be pretty dry, eh?
That's true. So I'll do it the old-fashioned way, but you know, like if you are going to airbrush a lot of cookies, you could airbrush and then let it, yeah, like Marlon is suggesting. That's the only thing. Like I always worry that I touch it with my finger and then it will leave a fingerprint. Now I don't know if this is going to leave a clear outline for me to do the
Water is not the friend of airbrushed surfaces.
I think I'm just going to use a marker here because this is going to be really hard for you to see and for me as well. Normally, if it's a dark color, like the purple that we did, and I use the scribe, you can clearly see the outline. On lighter colors like white and this color, it's kind of hard to see the scratched outline if you're using a scribe. So I'll just use my marker and hopefully it's going to work.
Yeah, there's delays sometimes, Heather. It happens.
You mean in the live?
Yeah, our mouths and the sound.
Oh yeah, that's lagging, yes. It's unfortunately happening, yes.
So Fawali, I do not recommend that you use your gel with an airbrush. You can dilute it with alcohol and then use it, but it's a lot of added steps. You're just going to clog up your airbrush if you squeeze gel into it.
And then sometimes when you dilute the gel, it gets clumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I nearly clogged up my airbrush today. I used gold, but it wasn't going, so I increased the pressure and then I powered through it. All right, so now I'm going to start in the middle here. And this is a fine tip edible marker by Rainbow Dust, and I have these markers listed. Yes, Patty, it is a Batman. I have these listed in my Amazon shop if you wanted to check it out. They have different colors, and black is, I think, the most popular.
Oh, look at this. Who's this guy?
Jeremy's back.
Oh, hey, Jeremy. How is it going? All right. So now,
Well, we're glad you stopped by, even short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he left already. Have a great weekend. All right. So now I'm just going to do lines like this. I tried to look at the stencils I have. I have some spiderweb stencils, but none of them kind of fit.
Yeah, that's pretty small.
Yeah. Okay. Almost done. And they don't have to be connected. When you look at the spider web, sometimes the lines are not perfectly connected. That's perfectly fine. Okay. So now I'm going to employ the airbrush. So we're going to place this, align it. And I'm going to use Mars' little trick with the magnets. I'm going to place this on a piece of paper, just so I don't airbrush everywhere. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to, with the airbrush, I'm going to go pretty close. And basically, I'm going to be hitting with the airbrush just around here, okay? Not here, just around here. I don't want to cover up the whole section with black. I just want a little bit of kind of color there. And you could use different colors. I mean, I am going to use black airbrush color, and you could definitely use different colors if you want. All right. So now I'm going to put gloves on because this is. Do you wear gloves?
For airbrushing?
Is she frozen? No, she's not. Want to start calling?
No, I don't wear gloves.
Should I call you Elsa or Anna? one do you prefer?
I think it's kind of like a badge of honor when my hands are all colored. It's like, yeah, I worked.
Oh, really? No, I hate it when I get I feel like the airbrush color stains even more, and it gets under your nails, and then it's like, okay, my nails are forever. She's always frozen. You don't even know how correct you are.
I'm pretty sure Amber gets pretty cold as well where she is.
Yeah, Jeremy is here too.
Thank
Like
you,
it's very
Cynthia.
cold here, Jeremy.
It's called. So today I'm using, this is actually Chef Master. Okay. It's called Midnight Black.
Ooh.
Sonny, they have
So
different.
is it a little bit less than black, or is it? What is it?
No. That's a good question, because they also have onyx black, diamond black, right? They have
Coal black.
different black. So I don't know. Coal black. So I don't know, but it is pretty black. I'm only going.
Is it just a way to sell more black?
Maybe.
Maybe. I guess they're playing on words. Diamonds. If you like diamonds, you go with diamonds. Maybe, I don't know. If you are a coal miner, maybe you coal. Okay. So I'm gonna add. Oops, there's still a little bit of water from before. That's how I clean the brush. I use a little bit of water to spray out everything.
It does make for an interesting manicure.
Oh gosh, yes. For Halloween, definitely. All right.
Maybe we'll do a post or a experiment to see what the difference is between the different black food coloring.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's do this.
Yes, that's possible, Sylvia. Sylvia's saying some of the base might be more greenish, one more purplish.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, the infamous kitchen sink black. That's very black. Rice jam.
You see, I'm fairly close to the cookie, right? Oh, coal black seems to bleed. Interesting. Okay, so now you see some of the, even with the magnet, some of the areas are kind of, lifted a little bit. So I'm going to help it with my handy. Let me go this way, so I'm gonna go around so I can hold it. Oh, I need to move this. Okay, sorry.
I actually have Alice in Wonderland Gingerbread House on my cookie list already, so that's a good one.
Do you sell your spiced peach jam, or is it just for your family?
Spiced what? Spiced peach jam. That sounds lovely.
Yeah,
Yes.
That sounds really good.
Okay, now unfortunately I have to wash this, so sorry folks. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pour, or let's see if this one is partially dry maybe. No, it's not. Because I don't want this to dry in my brush.
You mean you don't have 6 airbrushes?
No, I'm not a Canadian. No, I don't. I only own one airbrush, and this airbrush I purchased in 2013, and it's going still strong. It's a big machine though. It's like it's not the lightest. The compressor is pretty heavy duty. You can probably hear the noise. Okay, so I'm just gonna spray it out. I poured water and then I put it into a trash container. Just gonna spray it out. You always want to clean your airbrush, because once it gets clogged up. I mean, today when it got clogged up, all I did, let me move this. I removed this end and I loosened up this part and this part, and then I was able to move the needle. That way you can kind of get it going again if it gets clogged. increase the pressure. I find that helps to get the particles out. All right, so I'm gonna turn the airbrush off, take the gloves off. Ooh, brandy. I actually made fig jam with red wine reduction. Amazing. The reduction takes a really long time, but I can see it being used on like a chocolate cake or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pretty cool, huh? So I like how
Yeah,
this
that looks awesome.
Very creepy.
Now this is an optional step. I decided to add a little bit of. I don't think on this one we will be able to see it, but on the other ones they are darker. It's nice and clear. So I'm going to add a little bit of my. Oops. This is what's this called? Edible art. Oops. Slider. Glamorous gold. So I'm gonna dip my brush. This is a pretty coarse brush, and this is what I'm gonna do. You want to wear gloves for this, so like I said, this is going to be easier to spot when this is different color. But can you see?
It's hard to see on the video. At least it's working, Sylvia.
Okay. So now I'm going to use black foil icing. Now this is about piping consistency. Let me just see if it's still coming out of my, of course it's clogged. I'm using number 2 piping tip. Let's just see. Okay, much better.
Yeah, it's just water that you rinse out the airbrush with.
Okay. So now I'm going to outline the eyes and the bed. And I'm going to create segments. Thanks, Anne. And I am going to have all the templates that I'm using today available in my coffee shop. Just give me a few days. I'll get them up. I wasn't able to use my computer today. Can you guys see already?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to stop, just stop. Don't overdo it with your hand. Like if you are struggling with your wrist or something like that, it's better to stop and then pick it up. It's a tiny little spider.
Well, you have plenty of corners to stop at least.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Now, if you don't want to bother with the segments, just go ahead and outline with black and ice it all. Okay, I'm going to do the segments because I like to get some more work done. So to do the segment, I always kind of think like they have to be even and perfect. But look at the pumpkins. The segments are not always the same size or whatever. Or are they same size? Am I wrong again?
I don't think they are.
They can be. So I am going to start in the middle here, creating like the oval like shape, and then we'll build it up from there.
I've never even decorated in glaze. Have either of you?
No.
No.
I have. That's how I started.
Oh, really?
I started with glaze. Yes, I started with I started with royal, and then I was experimenting with glaze.
Mm.
But glaze is a bit limiting to what you can do. But it is softer. It dries with a soft bite, so you don't have to like be worried about if you don't like it firm. Like royal icing, it's pretty hard, right? It dries hard.
Mhm.
So I guess it depends on the design you want to do, Deb, what you should use then.
Yes. But royal icing, it's more, you have more options with it. You can make transfers, you can create different things. Yeah. And I think glaze, you also need to add white food coloring because I remember problem I was having, it was spotting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I had white spots everywhere. Yes.
I've started now experimenting with the buttercream, and I kind of like it.
I mean, it's delicious.
Well,
It's really, yeah, that's important, I think.
it is.
So I'm going to go with, and this is, anyone recognizes this color?
Did you go to a blood donor clinic?
Yes, it's a blood B, a type B, sorry. No, does anyone recognize this color? Come on, folks. Give it a try.
Like,
Mar, you like this color. Come on, I got it because of you.
Oh, it's claret.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's
oh,
claret
okay.
it's a
I never
Progel
would have known that.
brand. It's fantastic. The color, right? The claret color, it's
It's beautiful, but in my experience, it bleeds.
I'm looking for wood. Okay. It does?
In my experience, whenever I've used it, it's really nice, but I've had issues with that.
Okay. So I'm going to I use number 2, by the way. I tried using number 3, but I felt it was too bulky then. So number 2 worked really well. I wouldn't recommend using number 1, PME 1.5 because it's too fine, and it's also harder to pipe if you have to make a lot of these.
I don't think so, really, for the shipping of buttercream, but I mean, if it's not a paid customer, it's family. If it's a little squished, I guess it's not a huge deal, but I think it's tricky. And then if it's warm out, trickier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but some are worse than others, Jeremy. Absolutely, that very well. The buttercream freezes very well.
So notice I'm not going all the way to the little corners, points. I'm using my scribe to move the icing in there.
I really like this color combination.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you. I wanted to go, first of all, I'm using colors that I used on a really nice project before, also for fall. And I didn't feel like coloring anything else. And then I was like, well, why don't I do like pop art, like bright colors, And I'm glad that I did.
Oh, we have a mature one here. Must have been lost.
I'm using about 20 seconds of consistency here to fill all these sections.
What about you, Joseph? Are going to have a nice weekend? You had said that you got that good news there. You're healthy, so
Mm-hmm.
you can start adventuring. Exactly. No clue. No clue what the thought process is there, but okay.
I know.
Let's go to a cookie page and type in obscenities. That's going to work.
Oh, what are we talking about? I'm missing all.
Oh, you missed it. Yeah.
Is there any like you pick stuff in Spain, Han? Like that do you know what I'm talking about?
No, please elaborate.
Like last weekend we went to the orchards and we could pick apples. Like have you seen anything like
you
that
can
in
pick
Spain?
yourself. Oh, I have no idea if you can pick yourself. No idea. But they have some of the, like, if I could, I would go pick lemons. Because the lemon trees, some of them are really old and they are like covered. You know, and when we drive by and I see so many on the ground and I'm thinking, well, for you, for people here, it's like apples. But I'm like, oh my God, it's also lemons, you know. We could make it. But some of the lemon trees I've seen, it's covered with lemons. I would go pick that. Or avocado. I have no idea if you can pick. No idea. Maybe if you go inland and there are farms. I suppose they travel every day. There's a farmers market here.
Every day.
Oh, wow.
Every single day there is a farmers market. So they, I suppose, they travel.
Your piping bags, Maureen wants to know.
This is a. I'll show you. Let me finish this little piece and I'll show you the bag.
What is the big E? Deb.
Oh, I don't have the bag here. Oh, I said I had them here. Okay, so I just have to show you what they look like. Oh. So this is it's a tipless piping bag. By tipless, I mean that you can pipe with them without using a tip. You can. I would only recommend not using a tip if your piping bag comes with a really nice seam like this one. If the piping bag has a seam that has a flap, that it's kind of like, you know, it's part of the bag, but it's like it's flat here, I wouldn't recommend using it as a tipless without a tip, because this little flap is going to interfere with how your icing is coming out and you will not be happy. It will be like not nice. And these are from Amazon. That's where I get these, and they are listed in my Amazon shop. Okay. So let's move this guy here.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye.
I've never went and picked peaches.
I haven't either.
Can you pick peaches?
Yeah. My sister-in-law just went like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. We always went to the orchard, but I would just get a bushel to make the jam.
So Carrie, are you asking about royal icing? When you say wet? No. Amber, have you frozen your cookies ever?
Yes, and I have a whole blog post about it.
Oh, well, there. So what do they look? Do they write in the search freezing cookies?
Yeah, so on sweetams.com, you can just search freezing cookies. And it'll come up.
Great. And you have another good one too on shipping cookies, don't you?
Yeah, shipping cookies. Yeah, that's another one. There's also one about making black icing and preventing color bleed.
Oh, that's essential. Halloween is like black on everything.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. A lot of people during a pandemic.
Mm.
Han, what's your take on paella?
Paella. I love paella. I only had it once, but I love it. It was made by our neighbors. Yes, it was delicious. It's very interesting how it's made. I saw like they use like this really old dish from their grandfather. Like it was very special, and it's just interesting how it's made. Like there are some, like, I don't want to say rules, but the way, you know, the order of things you add and things like that. The rice has to be, that I was told, like the bottom has to be a little like caramelized. It's very delicious, very, very filling, yes. All right, so now I'm going to add ice. I'm using, this is yellow icing. And I'll just pipe a little dot here, just so you see, we can compare. This is my flat, like 20, and this is, you see how much thicker that this is? But when I go with my scribe, I can still, like I call this a sewing motion. I can smooth it out. Okay, so it's like, I don't know, 30 seconds or almost like piping consistency. Here I'm going to add eyes.
Your eyeballs.
Eyeballs, yes. Now I'm going to smooth it with a scribe, just the very tip.
If you thaw the cookies, like you keep them, there's instructions in the blog post, but if you keep them in the container while they thaw at room temperature, then you won't have to worry about condensation.
I hope I'm not gonna touch my.
Oh wow, that's really cool. 50 pounds. Hello, thanks for watching.
You're a creative Spaniard.
Oh, I'm not Spaniard, but thank you. Because I don't speak a word of Spanish. I can say ¿qué tal? Vale, hola, few words. But we've been, it's interesting because there are a lot of words that are, they're the same roots. So you can figure out a lot of the things just based on, even like English words, they are very, similar. All right, so this is my project for today. I'm going to show you quickly my other colors that I did. And here you can see on the blue, I didn't do the spider web. You can see the splatter with gold on here. This is the purple one, which is probably I like the purple background the best, I think. And then I also have, this one is matching this one. And I have pink one here, which is, just a little different. So these are quite colorful. And I also have here, I'm going to do a pink one later on, and I'll finish the purple one. And I will have a full tutorial on these soon. So look for it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook so you get all the updates about new posts and new things that I have in my coffee shop.
So which is your favorite? I have to say, I like that pink one.
Yeah, me too.
Do you? I do like the pink one. I love this green color.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so the pink one, and then I like them all, but I might do more pink, yes, because it's kind of like very, it's very bright.
So Anne wants to know what your accent is.
My accent? What do you mean? What accent? It's my Haniela's accent. I'm originally from Slovakia, so that's the Eastern European accent. I lived in States for 20 years. United States, that is.
And you didn't get the New York accent while you were there? Boston one?
No. If I could pick an accent, I think it would be Italian. I think it's Italian, from New York Italian accent.
Very nice.
So Amber, are you ready? I'm sorry I took up so much time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, let's just quickly here. Han has her kits.
Oh,
yes, so these are all ready for you to pick them up at globalbelly.com in my store. So don't forget to check out also my subscription, Cookie Kit subscription, which is great. You can. All three of us have actually subscription cookie decorating kit. What is it? Well, how do we call it?
Well, a monthly box that comes.
Yes, so you get a monthly box with all the supplies you need for for a project, and it's always a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. Here,
Did you-
hands. Amber's about to go, and you have to scroll down. I went and looked on Global Belly, and her fall and Halloween stuff is a bit lower, so you have to scroll down her. Like it's anyway, it's just they load them when she made them, so you have to scroll down a bit to find her Halloween stuff and her fall stuff.
Yeah, so the one that I'm doing today, the spider kit, is actually part of my subscription. That kit is going out this month, so if you are signed up, you're going to get the spider kit. And I'll just show you, this is what you can make with this kit. Comes with food coloring, cookie mix, releasing mix, cookie cutter for that. So today I'm using that kit, but I'm doing a pastel version just to show you, like, you don't have to do exactly what I did. You can just kind of make your own colors and shades. So it comes with these 3 colors: neon bright pink, coal black, and sky blue. So I made purple with mine, but you could even do, you know, pink, blue, purple, whatever.
Oh, can you show us your nails, please?
Oh,
What's going on there?
yeah.
Different.
These actually match a cookie that I made earlier this week
Yes.
that I'm sharing on Monday
Oh,
for the monthly Sweet Nails collab on Instagram.
So Amber, was that a set of stickers for the nails, or what? Did you make that up? Like,
Yeah, I just combined a whole bunch. This is like 5 different sets. No, 4. Yeah, 4 different sets of nails.
very cute. Kind of matches with today, even.
Yeah,
I feel like it matches with today because of the colors.
yeah.
It's kind of stripy.
So last year my Halloween cookies were all like bright and bold and kind of like neon colors. But this year I'm just doing more of a pastel Halloween.
Yeah, they are the color street.
Yes, they are. Okay, so here's the cookie cutter that comes in the kit. It's the little, it's just under 3 inches, the small square plaque. So you'll get that. You get the piping bags, the decorating tips, and instructions.
I like the fact that you're using pink for Halloween.
Yeah, I just think I've seen like a lot of pastel Halloween around this year. I just love it so much.
Well, let's say you were to get the kit and not get around to making the cookies for Halloween. You can just tweak the design and make them for Thanksgiving.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes
or even for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes.
And I think the shelf life is a year. So if you can't make it now, make it next year.
Oh, Joyce, but we don't know what's next week. Well, I think next week we are going to probably officially move to, I don't know, maybe go to Christmas.
I mean, it's September 17th. Is it just me, or is everything on warp speed?
It is, yes.
Is it September 17th?
Today.
I mean, it all of a sudden just it started going so fast. Like I was ahead all summer, and now all of a sudden I'm behind. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start working on. I don't know who is off next week, but I think Christmas. Oh, you froze a little.
Oh, here, back.
Okay.
What's your flood count?
20-second, 15 to 20-second count.
I just love wet on wet.
Me too.
So I have a question for you, Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your little girl just started school. Have you sent her to school yet with one of your cookies for all these new kids who don't know who her mommy is?
No. Well, I don't think it's going to happen this year because they have all these rules now. You can't bring, if you bring food to school, it has to be like to share. It has to be like wrapped from the store. You know what
But
I mean?
I just mean like for her to eat in front of all of them.
Oh,
You mean like a piece of cookie? Hey, this is what I have. Sorry, you can't have any. No, I think they can actually bring anything because I watched an Instagram story, one of the cookiers, and she was kind of looking for advice because the school issued such a long list of things that they cannot bring, even if her child is not allergic, they cannot bring to school. So then
right.
it's so limited that you can basically just package the air and here you can eat the air. I mean, it's so limited what you can bring to school. Because even if let's say your child, I guess, is not allergic to peanuts, so you give them peanut butter, but if by accident, another kid has peanut butter and then there is a problem. So when I was growing up, nobody had allergies. Have you had allergies in school?
Yeah, so my younger daughter's daycare is nut free completely. The whole building is nut free.
No, I mean when you were growing up.
Oh, when I was growing up, not that I remember.
Yeah. So
we were, we could bring any food to school, but you can't bring nuts because some people are just so allergic. It's very scary that even just, if it's in the air, it's on your fingers. Yeah, it's so scary. The elementary school, they just have certain areas that are like allergen-free zones.
Oh, Katie put cookies in her boys' lunches. My boy's friends freaked out and wanted some. He breaks them apart and gives pieces to his friends and teachers. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, Karen, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I want to bring this up. So I have a horrible habit of trying to center everything. I love that you put designs of center.
I always try to do that.
All of us struggle with that. Do you, Mar? I think you don't, right? You don't have to have things and
no.
Even
my issue is often more like when I see something round, when the lines are super straight on something that's round, because something's round doesn't have straight lines. That's my thing. I like to follow the outside perimeter more than focus on the center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I can avoid doing something in the center, I'll put it on the side because it's too hard to.
And it looks
something like this.
It looks better. It's like the what is it? The rule of thirds or something,
Mm-hmm. So now I'm doing stiff consistency icing around the edge because I'm going to do a little brush embroidery. And the kit comes with a brush. It comes with a set of brushes. I'm using the smallest brush in that set. And then
Mary is asking you, Amber, I just joined your Patreon and I follow your chilling instructions for your cookies, but they still spread like crazy. I used honey instead of agave. Could this be why?
That's possible because it might be more liquidy, I guess, than the agave. Or even just that it's got, a higher sugar content. But if it's happening that much, then you might just want to cut down on that liquid sweetener, whether you're using honey or agave, and just replace it with the same amount of granulated sugar. They should spread a little bit because you do want to have a nice, kind of a soft texture, and you don't really get that if your cookies don't spread a lot. But if they're just spreading out of control, then you have to make some adjustments. And there is a post on my blog about that too. So if you go to sweetams.com and click on the cookie dough tab, you'll see my tips on how to prevent cookies from spreading.
Oh yeah, Crystal, that was a long time ago. I suppose, nowadays it's terrible, huh? We used to bring homemade cookies to school and trade them with friends for other items from the hot food.
I
Yeah,
have
that's awesome.
I have to say, my mother was, and
Awesome.
still is, a very good cook. I wasn't trading with anybody. They'd open their lunch boxes. I'm like, sucks to be you.
I have to say we were very lucky. Our lunches, school lunches, were fabulous. We had fabulous. I mean, when I hear what people get as a school lunch, I'm like, we had gourmet stuff. Seriously, like amazing. I didn't bring any lunch to school.
Yes, that's absolutely true, Avis. And also, by Joseph. And the other thing that also is they were too careful with regards to the nuts thing. Like you couldn't feed them until like the kid was 20 or something. And so the kids didn't form any kind of antibodies. And so they've actually reversed a lot of the like older views of when it's time to introduce nuts to a child.
Honey is also not for newborns. Did you know that you cannot feed honey to a newborn?
Well, is it botulism or something?
Yeah, I think that's because of botulism.
I think so, yes.
But the nuts, there's a country, I don't know, like Israel or something, and one of their baby food kind of little puff thing that they give to their kids is peanuts, and nobody there has nut allergies.
Yeah, well, we used to eat nuts at early age.
Yeah, so
just helping in the kitchen, they were everything nuts or poppy seeds. Poppy seeds
she can't eat candy.
Oh no, that's terrible. She can't have candy.
Oh, I just saw that this is a good point about the flour in the recipe. Yes. Going back to the spreading.
Okay.
So yeah, if you measure it by weight, it's going to be more accurate. So if you're using my recipe and measuring by volume, like my cup might be different than your cup. So maybe try doing it by volume if you haven't tried that yet, and that could also help.
Yeah, that's true. Also butter, make sure that your butter is not too soft.
Right, yeah.
You cause spreading if it's too soft.
Yes, absolutely. My kids also use their cookies as currency. So there was a comment about circles I saw earlier. If you struggle with circles, I'll give you a little hack. If you cut a circle out of cardstock and you airbrush, let's say you were doing a plaque like Amber's doing, well, you have the circle, you do your cookie in white, rest your circle on, and then airbrush the perimeter, you'll have your circle, and then your perimeter will be blue, orange, whatever color you want it to be, so your center will be perfectly round. And you protect it with that cardstock and then the outside. So that's a way to get a circle on. The airbrush will help you.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Yes, absolutely. Not to mention, Avis, different countries, 100% the butter's different.
I don't like to use salted butter to make the cookies because I find salt holds water naturally. So a lot of times salted butter will have more water content, so that will affect how your dough can come out. I know people that use just salted butter. I think June uses also salted butter, no problem. So I guess it also depends on brand to brand. So you might want to do some testing on your own, just to be sure, because it's hard to say. Everybody, yeah, there are so many different butters out there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you just want to let the body crust over a little bit before you pipe the head of the spider. So this has been drying for a while, like an hour or so. Now I'll pipe the legs.
You could make a half batch of your cookies, Avis, and try it if you don't want to,
Oh yeah, flowers definitely make a difference. I personally love King Arthur flower.
Yeah, that's what I use too.
Yes, here in Spain, flower is fantastic, like that I use, but in the States, that was my choice. I think there was a question about your consistency for the brushed embroidery.
Yeah, it's stiff consistency. Not like super stiff, but stiff enough that it holds a peak. But
Is
you
it
still
the
want to
same?
be able to. Hmm.
Is it the same you're using for the legs?
Say again?
Is it the same you're using for the
Yes.
legs?
Yes. Yeah.
So if you were making, like, you wanted to do a little combination, what would you pair your plaque maybe with, Amber?
I mean, I usually do like two different shaped plaques, but around the same size.
So if they can add like a cutter to the kit, right? They can.
Oh, sure, yeah.
What about Canadian butter? I've heard some things.
Well, I mean, I have not experienced that in the past. So many moons ago, I used to sell cookies, and I would actually cross the border and buy my butter in the United States because it was cheaper, but there's very strict laws at the border because obviously they don't want Canadians to be buying and supporting American, they want to support local. So obviously if something's a lot cheaper, there's going to be like a lot of people doing that. Anyway, but I found the cookies were just a nicer consistency to bite into, the
Really?
American butter. Very nice, Amber.
Beautiful.
But since I stopped selling, I don't have to worry about like my costs as much. So I just buy the Canadian, and I've not had like an issue with, and now I started actually buying vegan butter. It's cheaper than the butter. And I find it's given like good results too. The butter has gotten very expensive, especially like generally groceries have gone up. I'm sure you've noticed with the pandemic, right? Prices in general have gone up. So I don't like Crisco myself. Have you guys ever used Crisco to make your cookies?
No.
I tried it because like I saw recipes. I said, oh, I'll give it a shot, especially if we're making cookies just for the videos,
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible.
I feel like it's dry. I feel
My
like
dough wouldn't even ball.
I feel like it's dry. I actually use, believe it or not, here I use the margarine for the videos because guys, you have to understand, like, we create tutorials and a lot of these cookies nobody's going to eat, so I feel it would be I would have to spend a lot of money just on butter. So I use margarine, and they actually are really tasty too.
Yeah.
And they don't spread. Like it's to me, it's like in the States I couldn't use margarine, it would spread. But Crisco now I feel like it's dry for whatever reason.
Well, I think that because Crisco is just fat, right? So there's no like water in it, whereas butter has some water. So
yeah, and also like milk or whatever, salt milk, something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have used shortening in the gingerbread houses. That is true. I have used that. Crisco I have, but now I just use the margarine.
No, it's actually here. I'll show it.
I think there are different. Each country has their own like vegetable shortening type.
Yeah, this
is the vegan butter you're using.
Yeah.
And here we have Earth Balance brand.
Yes, I like that brand.
This one we get Earth Balance too, but it's much cheaper. This one here is a quarter of the price, like, of Earth Balance. This is $2.50 if it's on sale, Canadian, so it's pretty cheap.
Bye, Diana. That's awesome. My margarine is under €1.
Oh yeah,
I don't know the weight though. I don't know. Maybe it's. I have no idea.
I saw a question about my nails. They're Color Street nail strips.
Color Street nail strips.
Yeah.
So if you put that in a Google, or they can follow you on Instagram, and you have a lot of the links there, right?
Yeah, on my Instagram bio, there's a link there if you want to buy them from my link.
Hi, Diana. Thanks for joining us. Would you ever make those bodies as relicing transfers, Amber?
Oh yeah, you could definitely. I've done that before. Yeah, for different designs, you can definitely do that.
I'm imagining the body with black sanding sugar to make them furry.
Oh yeah.
I have done that. It's so
That's a good
like
idea.
too realistic. I've done that on a gingerbread house last year, but they kind of come to life. Ugh.
A little too
Mhm.
creepy.
A little too creepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sally says you need a spider nails before Halloween. Do you have any spider?
They don't have any spider nails on the site, so, and I can't paint it myself.
Absolutely. Red eyes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, guys, those of you who don't know, we also have lives on Tuesday. It's Mara and I. We have it started off as a bake along, and now we also do anything that comes to our mind.
Jack of all trades, or what is it?
Jim? Hamburger cupcakes. We've done a cake. We've done cookie cakes. Marlon now is decorating with buttercream. If you wanted to check it out, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we share updates or when we are going live. And it's always on Tuesday at 1 p.m.
You see,
Amber? No,
but it might have already sold out.
I have to go check.
You'd think they'd give you a heads up.
Yes. Can you on these nails, because there are markers for nails, and I have a black marker. Could you use the marker that is designed for nails on these?
I mean, if it's just like, if you can use it on nail polish, then yeah, you could do that.
So you could make up your own. If you have like white, you could make up your own.
Where do I get a nail pen?
In the pharmacy, CVS.
I've never seen like you can.
I'll show you.
It, or it's like a nail polish like thin.
No, it's an actual I have it. It's an actual pen.
Wow.
It looks like a pen, and I have used it. It did work.
I'll have to look for that. Because that would be good, because they obviously they sell solid colors, so I could just draw my own.
Well, I was surprised that nobody yet has started offering a bit of like custom, like that you could have like just saying whatever random thing, like have your kids on your fingernails, type thing, like design your own.
I don't know.
You washed out. Oh my goodness, the kids on your that's. Have you seen that? Kids on their fingernails? Oh, you want to see my kids? Here's
put their school photos.
Here's Tom, here's Debbie. It's like.
Okay, then maybe your dog or your cat.
No, it's funny. I can see people do that, but then I guess nobody wants to wash dishes because it gets ruined. I wonder if they could do that. That's a good idea.
Sally's nail art pen.
Nail art pen. Yeah, I think it would be great for you. You could do your filigree. That would be neat.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, I think yes.
We have already done a tutorial, right?
Yeah.
When Mar was not here, when you were vacationing, Amber did a tutorial live.
I'm trying to remember which video that was that I did that.
Well, you could reshare it on your Facebook. Go find the live and reshare it.
Okay, I'll do that.
If they want to see it.
I'm sure somewhere you could print your own nail polish. Yeah, I don't know which video. Well, it was in August, I suppose. So I don't know when you were away, or July.
Yeah, I went away in July.
It must have been July. Yes. So we will be back again on Friday next week, all three of us.
Yes.
decorating cookies is always-
Reminder, there's the monthly subscription. So all the holiday kits are starting to roll out. So if you guys are interested, it's really the best time to start doing cookie decorating. The Halloween kind of gets you prepped for the holidays. And when you show up at a holiday party with decorated cookies, you become the star of that party. You really do. Everybody huddles around you. Oh my God, you made those?
Yeah.
Heather, that's funny. That is very funny. Yes, Deb, I actually have a really good recipe on the blog for gingerbread cookies. I have several there. Have a great weekend, everyone. All right, so thanks for joining us today.
Thanks,
Yes.
everybody.
Thanks,
always, it
everybody.
was so
We'll
much
see you
fun.
on Tuesday, and then next Friday, and then Tuesday and Friday and Tuesday. So bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.